It's showing on that square screen. And away we go. What's going on, folks out there in the world? It's your boy, straight like that. Jack Travis, I should say, man, for our normal Sunday live. You dig? It was Ball Nigga Live for the last couple weeks, but I flipped it back over to the original programming. Again, man, the lives, I'm a new channel, man, a good year into this thing. Just getting into the partner program, so the lives don't have a whole bunch of people in at the moment. So it really doesn't matter what times I go on or what thumbnails I'm using at the time. You dig what I'm saying? We building this thing up, man. Highly frustrating journey, I will be honest. Especially nowadays, I think the algorithm and the standardization functions, if you will. You dig what I'm saying? I think those things have changed up tremendously, man. But I don't have anybody to blame but myself. In fact, I was looking at there's a site called Social Blade. You dig? For those of you, I always throw a tidbit into the newly formed the budding creators out there like myself. And just let you know the little things I don't learn on the journey. But there's a site called Social Blade where you can go and type in the name of your favorite creator or just a creator you want to look up and see some info about, and it'll tell you all the stats over the last 30 days or what have you, the subs and how many they get. And I went to it because there's a couple of creators out here that I watched that, yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's cap. And after I didn't go to the site to type them in. I went to look at some other things, but I thought about them while I was there, and I went and typed them in and looked at it and just like, yeah, because you look at their numbers, bro. You look at creators that's been on the site, shit, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, bro, and they don't do the daily numbers that some of these new guys that it's too consistent. But if anyways. But you can go to it and look, man. And just kind of get it. It gives you a grade on the page and this, that, and the third. But it kind of hurt my feelings, bro, when I looked at mine. Y'all know I started this page and dog, it hurt my feelings when I saw this, man. I hate to even think about it again. So I originally started my very first YouTube page in the year 2007. This is what I was doing. I went to I just dropped a video. Actually, go click on that. Title of it is Patriots. These three guys love America. It's gonna hit on the subject that we're gonna talk about here in a minute. But apparently I've got a song in there from the Gregory brothers, and so I'm sharing some of my money with them. I'll address that later on, if at all. I may leave it like it is. But I went to it to look. What was my original thought for going to Social Blade? Oh, well, I know what I did. I asked AI when YouTube started with the whole partner program, right? And from what I'm understanding, and they didn't start the partner program until 2007. YouTube started in 2005. 2 years later, they implemented the partner program, and from what I read, at first it was like invite only to people like Philip DeFranco, and I read the other couple names, some gamers or what have you like that. And then I think in 2012, proper they started accepting, the general user that had the numbers and all of that, right? So I'm like, damn, bro. I started in 2007. Now, I originally started because I used to be in the music business. You know what I'm saying? I had dreams of being, I really want to just be a music mogul. You know what I mean? I wanted my own little label and all this, that, and third. Took my show on the road to Atlanta a couple years in '05, and then like in '07. You dig? That's when I first started kind of put like little music videos out. My first couple of videos was just like, man, I look back on them now, bro, and it's like, oh my god, not the rap, you know what I'm saying? I could do that well. Um, but the videos, I like the filters I put on them, it was just crazy, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing? Trying to be old creative, you know what I mean? But that was in like '07, bro. And then a couple years later, a princess came into the world, and it was a lot. It was a lot going on in those years. You know what I'm saying? So I dropped the ball, but I wasn't doing it for the purposes of a podcast. I wasn't even thinking about that. You know what I'm saying, at that particular time, man. And then I started again. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. But I'm looking at that. I'm like, damn, bro. Oh, 07, man. And as I'm looking around at other creators, what's one, like a Destiny? I looked up Destiny's been on there a long time. He talks about 12, 13 years. I'm like, man, I would have had him beat. You dig what I'm saying? I'm looking at all these other people. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Do you know, man? Like, I damn near probably would have owned YouTube if I'd have been in that long. But at the same time, it's the internet game. You never know. You never know what would have happened, man. You know what I'm saying? Got famous and started running into all kind of different online celebrities and people trying to get their name. But you know what I mean? The type of beefs I may have gotten in, or when the cancel culture was going on, I may have been one of the ones to say something untoward or what have you. So I can't say for sure that it would have went swimmingly, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying based on time, and I'm looking at these people that not that I envy, because I have other things going on in life to where I'm gonna live swell, but I put time and work into these videos and shit, and I want people to see them. You know what I'm saying? And if that means that, yeah, people they start to pay me more because people are seeing it, and people start to show their appreciation, then yeah, I'm good for that, and I'm gonna reciprocate by trying to continue to bring good content. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, bro, these folks been on for years, and I had them beat since like '07. But um, I looked around at a lot of them, and I had really started before them, man. And but like I said, a lot of shit came into play. But then I looked up and I'm like, damn, bro, I started again in like 2019. Did a couple of episodes, maybe even 2018 to be precise. And someone's podcast that I got on the other day, I looked at Cuz, and Cuz started in like 2019, 2020. He got a nice little following now. You know what I mean? He be having some nice lives going on. And that's the boy LTTV. You know what I'm saying? Shout out, homie. He was nice enough to answer my little call and sitting in the little backstage room. I think it was Tuesday. He was doing a stream about, and that'll be a nice segue. He was doing a stream about Corey Holcomb, man, and the recent little developments from him. We already know the path he went down like the last couple of weeks with Anton and the fight, and then the comments, and then we start seeing the PDF. I guess not necessarily accusations. No one said that he's come forward at. Now I'll say, no one's come forward at this moment and said that he actually did anything to him. We were just kind of getting on his ass about the comments because they were just cringe as fuck for over too far long of a period. You dig what I'm saying? But in true fashion, Corey comes back with a super cringe word a couple of episodes, or maybe just one in particular, man. But did I finish up my whole shit about Social Blade? I said, because when I started talking about it, I was like, it's gonna be a good transition. So maybe, yeah, fuck it. We're gonna go on into it. But yeah, man, LT was cool enough to put a nigga on there, man. I don't know if I got any traction or any necessarily new traffic from it, but hopefully a couple people clicked over, man, and got to see what I got going on over here. Straight like that, you dig? But the episode that bro was that he was reacting to, man, it was bad work by Corey. Corey came on last week with his attorney, a Derek Dion guy out of Texas. That, from what the internet says, Cuz is a personal injury lawyer. He brings bro on, and they proceed to expose the lead attorney. Now, the word expose is doing a lot of heavy lifting. You know what I'm saying? Don't take that to heart, because it was some of the worst work. You dig what I mean? I mean, from an attorney, man, I guess I can't put it past Corey to just be messy and gossipy. You know what I'm saying? But it just reminded me of chick. You know how when you're arguing with a chick, bro, she'll say some of the stupidest shit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, and she'll swear she just cooked you down, and you're just like, bro, are you cool? You dig? Oh my God, But yeah, he bring cuz on, man, and cuz them say, shit, nigga. For the last 25 years, lead attorney just been parading around as a con man. I guess that nigga is what's the nigga that jumped out the plane? A.E. Cooper, whatever the name. What's the nigga? Oh, the dude that jumped out the plane all them years ago, they still ain't found him and all this. Man, this nigga Corey, bro. Corey said lead attorney been going around for basically the last 25 years. Conning people, not using his real name, bro. Apparently, damn, has that been on my lip the whole time? I hope it wasn't visible. Whatever the hell it was. Leftover food or something. It's crazy. Pause. But yeah, man, it looks like Corey paid his attorney to type into the internet, what is lead attorney's real name? You like go to the Wikipedia, lead attorney. It was like lead attorney, formerly known as I think Jameson Coleman or something like that. Who cares? It didn't even matter, bro. But not only did you think you uncovered some hidden information, you basically doxed the man. Then they went to say that cuz address that he was using as a commercial address, even though they said it in the video. It's like they were implying that the consultation visits that lead offers on his page and his website, this, that, and the third, are fraudulent because, look at this building. This isn't a building where you hold business meetings and talk about money at. You know what I'm saying? This is a trap. What do you call it? A trap, something, bro. It's like, man, it's a commercial. It's a place where mail comes. You know what I'm saying? For someone to been operating out here as long as he is, bro. If lead attorney was flawed, I like to believe somebody like a Cam Jane would have been on his ass by now. You know what I'm saying? I like to believe that countless individuals that have, signed up for a consultation and showed up to a trap house, the trap museum. He told them niggas meet me at the trap museum. T.I. shit. Yeah, meet me up there. Yeah, he showed up to the trap museum and the lead wasn't there. The first thing he did, bro, jump on the internet like, there's some cap in this rap. So it was so horrible. Now, I'm watching the episode, right? And I said as much in the appearance on LTTV and all that, man. I think they pre-recorded the episode because I noticed how Corey wasn't interacting with the chat. There was a part where right after they sweated they uncovered who Lee really was, Derek Dion went into this whole soliloquy. Sound like he was explaining the fraudulent activity. But oddly enough, some music come in all of a sudden. And it could have been a gaffe if it would have went on out after a couple seconds. Because, of course, the sound person is listening to the show as it goes. There's no way that this sound could have been playing. And then, not the audience called it. Because if listen, this is why I think they pre-recorded it. Because if it was live, and some kind of way, no one's earphones and screens inside the production is catching it. Someone in the chat would have been like, what is it? And then Corey would have saw it and they'd have corrected it. None of that happened. That's why I think they pre-recorded it. Craig was late. Craig wasn't at the last show. He was replaced by, I think, the nigga Maka is what they call him. He was late to this show. I feel like they may be pre-recorded on a different day or a little earlier. In order to give themselves, I don't know if, I guess they had maybe had the forethought that maybe they would have to edit it, or he didn't want to have to deal with what was going on live in the chat. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like it. And in that episode, like I said, bro, it was very, very bad work. But they tried to accuse Lee been out here a long time. Then they got on him being, but he brings some cat on there, bro. This cat says, basically, and any nigga with a bald head and no hair on his face, you can't trust him. You know what I'm saying? And I know where that kind of thing comes from because like in corporate America, or just trying to vertically improve out here in the world, there's this thing about being a clean shaven black man, like you can't be ethnic and represent your hair and. I guess in some industries, and at least for a very long time, that definitely was true. But I think these days that's changing up. There's things like the Crown Act out there. You know what I mean? So there's something to it. You know what I mean? But in Leeds case, man. Ever since I seen Lee the very first time, and I really just got hip to Lee maybe a couple years ago, and I think he only been on maybe like 5 6 years, but that's the only way I've ever seen him appear. Even in the old pictures he showed when he on the beach out there with the chicks, when he was all down in South America and all that, bro was bald. You know what I mean? But more importantly, these days, from someone that keeps up with Lee, Lead announced a little over a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, that he had been diagnosed with an incurable form of bone cancer. And so, when you know people going through cancer after, go to chemotherapy, the chemotherapy kills your hair follicles and your hair falls out, you know. Who better than a person like Corey Holcomb to joke about some shit like that? And just he probably for it, man. Lead, oddly enough, I at first I was like, it's not like I'm thinking Lead out there tripping and scared, because he dismounted him the last time he had to address him. But I feel like if I'm looking at Lead from the attorney standpoint, Lead just letting his ass sweat. You know what I'm saying? Lead might done sent him some, you know what I mean? We finna sue your ass, bro. You dig what I mean? But he hadn't said anything. Now I don't frequent his page like every day to see if it's any kind of post or whatever. But my algorithm, I'm sure that it'll bring the most recent show to me. But he hadn't said nothing, man. But it was just crazy work, man. And I've seen, bro. I was watching today, and I started to do. My OBS don't work right, man. For people that's been following the page that's watched this, and I've said on these lives I was gonna start doing the live through the OBS, and goddamn it, it's just I don't know. When I go back to replay the video after I've recorded it, it's choppy, man. It's choppy, so I ain't gonna do that to my folks. But I was watching a video earlier, and some cats were going through some information. Addressing as to why Corey is always talking about. I almost said Corey is talking about backdooria. I guess I could say that. Corey backdooria. But they were going into it like, what's up with Cuz? And man, they went back to this. This nigga Corey was in a movie called, if I'm not mistaken, The Watermelon Heist. Was Corey Holcomb in a movie called The Watermelon? Say that. Talk to him. Talk to these niggas, man.
Yes, Corey Holcomb was in the movie The Watermelon Heist, which was released in 2003. He played the character Nicodemus Brown, often referred to as Nika or Nigga Brown, prize-winning watermelon, to enter a contest and win a $10,000 prize.
What?
Key film detail.
Man, hell no. They said Corey played a nigga named Nigga Brown. Oh my God, bro. The internet is amazing. They said this nigga played a role called Nigga Brown. What was all about some watermelon? Bro, the clips that they fast in this show, bro. Corey got on some overalls and he talking like a real. Oh, Jesus Christ. Man, they paused it on this one scene where they in the courtroom, cuz. They're in the courtroom, and I guess I don't know what case Corey is pleading. When I'm done with that, as a matter of fact, when I'm done with this tonight, I ever got a device in there on my TV, on every TV in my house. I can watch any movie what's ever been made. You understand me and what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna find the Watermelon Heist, bro, and I'm gonna have a review for you. I might do one of them. There's a couple of these channels out here that do funny movie reviews. I might turn into that. But yeah, bro, he's on the he over at the lawyer table. And he like bent over. It's just all crazy how he landed on this table, bro. So they saying like maybe this is why Corey hates everything backdoor or he associates, because he's traumatized. This is what they saying, bro. And after seeing them scenes, I'm like, these niggas might got a point, bro. But it was horrible. It was Tuesday. We'll see what he called with. Lee still ain't came with nothing, man. We all really know what's going on. I'm pretty sure Lee cooking up for him though. But we gonna see, because that nigga lawyer didn't do him no favors. It's obvious that he was working behind Corey's back, talking shit like he can go and do this, that, and the third. But once Lee put him out there, he tried to backtrack, man. And I wouldn't be surprised to, just like I said, not only see Corey's career, go down the hill, but Craig and Darlene, they may be close to getting out. Man, Craig dropped some jewels or a jewel in that episode, and he went into this story about a coach here recently and his team having won the championship, right? And after the game, the customary Gatorade bath comes into play. Boom, hit coach with the Gatorade. Well, coach subsequently contracts pneumonia and dies a month later. Right? So Craig in the reason I feel the reason he came with that because prior to that, Corey was on this whole Johnson, you kind of like my safety net, bro. You always be here to say something, and come be show my appreciation, man, and show you that I fuck with you. Yeah, went down a little pathway. And so Craig came in with that story then, and once he got to the end of saying that coach died, he was saying because also I left out Corey was effort from the back door, your crew. What I mean? It's all it's small creators just trying to get clout. They clip farm and it's all and mad that people that don't like him or an enemy would kill one of your family members. You dig what I'm saying? Like a person don't like you, bro. They might if they catch your child out here down bad. You understand what I'm saying? And who you gonna complain to? Like, man, my option have did that, man. My enemy, nigga, all fair and love and war. So he out crying about how he perceiving people are doing him too wrong. I guess that he like, well, you could. I said it, and you got these clips, but don't put but 12 of them. Like, what is this nigga talking about? So when Cuz get to getting on him and just kind of rebutting, bro, when he goes down that path, he's basically like, yeah, man, the ops are the ops. You know what I'm saying? That's what they gonna do, bro. You can't fault the raid. We got them ships, got these trophies. We talking loud, we drinking our bottles, smoking our cigars. But that killed him. You understand what I'm saying? So out of that, I took that he was saying, like, yeah, bro, I rock with you and I be holding you down. Yeah, I think folks doing you wrong and all of that, but at the same time, you're culpable in this situation. You dig what I'm saying? You're essentially the guy pouring the Gatorade. You understand? Yeah. On me, I'm celebrating with you, but you're killing me. And they don't have the name that Corey has, so I don't know they have the same things to lose. I talk bad about Craig because I don't think he's a funny guy, and I don't like the way that he can he run on the. I ain't gonna say the coattails, bro, because I don't delve enough into they on, but I've seen him co-sign too many things. He cracked too many jokes that I didn't consider funny. So I'd be on him, but that was a jewel. That kind of I felt I gained a little more respect for Craig because I had a feeling what he was saying, but he did it in a player way. You dig what I'm saying? Like this, my homeboy. I ain't just he may deserve me telling him, bro, you just really on some bullshit, but I wouldn't do that right here on, what I mean, on the show and see what else come from that. But again, they got me on that with the boy LTTV, man. I try to holler at bro at some other time when he be doing some other stream like that, man. I just keep trying to get in cahoots a good people, man, and folks I fuck with out here in this space. You did what I'm saying. So let's move on to something else. Let's go to this main thing. Did y'all hear about it, bro? I just put the episode out about that, like I was just talking about. Well, they tried to get him again, cuz. Oh man, they said third time the charm out here, man. But it not not in this instance. But yeah, man, what is his name? Austin Tucker Martin. Yeah, man. Cat out of North Carolina, man. Yeah, man. If folks say, hey, man, they call the authorities, they say, uh, young Austin, uh, he left the house around, I think it was 1 a.m. Said 1 p.m., 1 a.m., what have you. They reported him missing, said he hadn't been heard from in hours. Last time they talked to him was 7:51. The story I read, I don't know if it said AM or PM, but however, whatever time it was, Along his trip from North Carolina to Florida, he stopped and bought himself a shotgun gun and proceeded to go to Mar-a-Lago. Huh? Well, Donald Trump be down there playing golf and all that. Yeah, cuz I'm going to play golf with a gauge. Yeah, I ain't never seen a nigga play golf with a gauge. Well, like, you want to hear it? Like, here you go. We finna do it today. And they say, bro, they think he got behind the car as it was, which is so stupid. You know, you do this at apartment complexes when you ain't got no little key or nothing like that. You get right behind the little car. You ever been, bro? You ever been in that situation? Man, I swear to God, I've been in some of them. I have seen. I literally remember one for sure, for real. Well, it was very close to some life being lost over the fact of a nigga trying to shimmy in behind somebody and get through the gate. You know what I'm saying? And then they start getting smart. They'll make the gates close fast as soon as you go through there and hit the side of your car, top of your car. Man, I've been through all that. But yeah, I've seen some cats go to the brink. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, like, nigga, why you worry about? Just let me get in here. You nigga act like they the police. Goddamn the police today. But it was crazy, bro. But I've seen it. But they said it what little bro did. Said he think little bro got behind the car, slid on up in Mar-a-Lago before the gate closed. You know what I'm talking about? Get out the car armed with some gasoline and a shotgun. Somebody called police. Police run up on him. Tell him to drop the items. Cuz say I'm gonna do one of the two. You feel me? One of these gonna remain with me. Now you just gonna have to watch this while I'm doing it and decipher what's going on. They said, cuz put the gas can down, came up with that thing, and they filled him with lead. You dig? Filled him with lead as they should, and in adherence to their job duties. If they get the drop on you, you shot. You get the drop on them, they shot. However this should go. But yeah, man, that's number three, bro. That's the bigger conversation of it. More so than like just you know what happened at the point when it went down, unless it would have went down in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? If he'd have messed around and caught Cuz out there in the back swing, so you know what I'm talking about? It would have been the crucial confrontation. What's the name of that group? Crucial conflict. I was finna say something from a rap lyric. I remember why. That's crazy. Yeah, my brain kind of mixed those two up. Crucial conflict. We're doing the crucial conflict. What I'm trying to say, goddamn. Yeah. All three. No, Ryan Roof, the second guy, he got life. He didn't get shot up. But Thomas Crooks, the first one, he got shot up, and them two, they was some young cats, man. So Tyler Robinson, that killed Charlie Kirk, young cat. Yeah, the Republican wife, y'all better wake up, bro. Yeah, man, it is so, bro. You know what I mean? It is so. I would be terrified to be one of them right now because they have uh, spent their entire lives being told to be afraid of the black and brown people of the world. Donald Trump come in, implementing the shit he got now. It's getting the brown people out of here, and we're talking bad about the black folks. It is like until someday see them in public. But that's a whole nother conversation. We get into that. But now, now it appears that oh, oh, you have a much more fervent, huh? You have a much more close in proximity. You have a much more deviant enemy to worry about. You know what I mean? You sleeping with them. Oh, they in the next room. They down the street in the next house. It's they neighbors. It's they kids. You understand what I'm saying? The young crowd out here that they uh swear Turning Point USA was just, converting in the mass. Oh, don't look like it, bro. Look like they got a little more sense, a little more liberal, whatever you want to call it, bro. They seem to have I won't say much more formidable opponent, but they have an opponent, man. They have some opposition that they can't escape, that they created. You dig? And so, them chickens is coming home to roost, brother. But yeah, man, tried it again on Trump, bro. Like, I don't know how much these politicians are outside, man, and you never wish, or at least publicly, you don't wish things. Um, But there is something to be said about, I make the analogy a lot. I sort of like it, And I say that you apply any type of furnishings, toppings, skirt curtains to your bed. Well, you want to do with your bed, you do whatever you want in your bed. But when it is time to lie down and go to sleep, you had better be happy with the arrangement that you put forth and you put together, because it ain't another bed in the end. Ain't no more room in the end. Fuck, nigga. You dig what I'm saying? So when you see folk put their frame together a certain way, man, you just gotta, you feel me? You just gotta let them go with how sturdy it is. You dig what I'm saying? If it fall down in the middle of the night, you can't really worry about that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's kind of my thoughts. I don't wish nothing on nobody. I just wish they get what they want. You understand what I'm saying? I hope you get what you want out here in life, and just know that you're not always the dictator of the form, way, shape, and fashion that comes to you. You know what I'm saying? You want chaos. You like putting people in chaos. Well, the chaos could also befall you. You dig what I'm saying? That's all type of action I'm trying to get you to understand out here in the world, man. But yeah, they tried to get him again. But at the same time, when they trying to get Trump, shit, them boy went over there and got Elemental. Yeah. Did I say that right? If the cartel members is listening to this now, if I ain't said that right, I'm in America. I ain't quite got the vernacular right, but don't come around with that bullshit. Cause we black folk and we get down for our crown. You understand me? But yeah, man. They said bro had a $15 million bounty on his head. Big time cartel leader over there, Mexico, somewhere down in there. You know what I'm saying? I got my El Salvador hat on. I'm shouting out to them folk. I ain't had no problem with them folk. I don't do fentanyl. I don't know no folks of mine that do fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? So the people I do know that do fentanyl, I ain't really got no interest in trying to get them off of us. It was just that's their problem. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't had no problem with El Mitchell. But Trump and them did. But they said that the president lady over there that Trump helped to get in there, they all kind of little stupid deals going on. They said that was kind of her offering. She's the one that also gave Trump her Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah, that's the chick. And so, yeah, they ran in there, man. Bomb bro real quick. Since then, I hope if people are watching this, run across this, man, and I don't imagine that situation will be cleaned up for a couple of days, maybe weeks now. But from what I understand, the underlings of old Elemento, members of the Jalisco New Cartel, if I ain't mistaken, them boy turned up in the street. Mm-hmm. I've seen plenty of cars on fire. They said they've pretty much blocked the exits. From what I remember reading, there's like 6 different countries that are that's turned up right now with violence. Exits are blocked. Flights are being canceled. Hotels on lockdown. Border that's on vacation, on business, anything, this, that, and the third. Man, it's feel for you. They didn't deserve that. They didn't go over there bombing people up. It's the administration that just keep chaos going on every day, and instead of cleaning up stuff that we have right here in America, man, this is what they doing. You know what I mean? So he's dead, but it's said that just killing a cartel member like that, it doesn't do anything. And if you think about it, the guys that grow to be the heads of these cartels didn't do anything special. It's not like a royal bloodline, and so you kill this one off. You don't have any sons, or you know what I mean, like the English hierarchy type of thing. These guys, like I read about Cuz, they said Cuz grew up picking avocados or something like this. Avocado from Mexico. I might have just got racist then. My bad, folks. It might not even been. It was some fruit though in Michoacan, I think. Yeah, I did read that. Just like Chapo and all them, man. Them niggas was just young roots coming up through the system. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't born into it. You know what I'm saying? And I think they said, well, in El Mencho, he grew up picking fruit. He went from picking fruit, became a cop, At some point in his life, he came into the U.S. illegally and shit, crunk up the cartel or moved on up into, he didn't start it. So, I could see why he's saying, killing a head like that doesn't do anything because the same pathway that he took to sin the mafia, whatever. Kill some folk, get you some name recognition, you get voted on, and boom, you up through there. So, um, it's plenty more people to take his position. I don't know what the administration can really do about the production of drugs over there, man. It take a pretty big operation to feel like you have locked down enough territory and got enough resources and lookout posts and this, that, and the third to feel like you're just really affecting the drug trade coming from South America. And from knowing the world the way I know it, man, America loves its drugs. And if you look at the people that do drugs now, they love this per capita thing. If you hit them with the numbers, the percentages who do drugs, and first these people to do drugs, it's well. The reason there's so many of this particular kind is because of per capita. There's more of us, so it's bound to be more of us, which is a horrible argument. I would never say bad. There's more of us, so it's more of us that's predetermined and predestined to be some junkies. You dig what I'm saying? Like it's a horrible stance, but that's what they would say. But when I look at the drug use over here in America, man, ever since the just say no Barbara Bush thing, like bro, the main people that scream about drugs is a problem. Oddly enough, are the ones that do the most drugs. I don't know how this shit work out. You know what I'm saying? But maybe it's just another attempt to villainize brown people and say, well, it's not that we doing drugs, it's just the brown people. It just they make it so attractive. And so if we lessen their numbers and keep them from being able to come here and advertise this shit to us, then we won't be tempted to try it. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they want to get rid of drugs, but they just want to make a statement against. Like I said, I think some black and brown people, bro. Because being a part of America for my whole life, bro, and seeing everywhere you go, them folks don't want to get rid of drugs, nigga. Ever, never have they wanted to do that. They love drugs. What are we saying right now? So we really do. We really keep bro up. So like I said, man, if you got some family members and shit down there, man, I wish them the best, bro. I hope they can come on up out of there because I do not believe we apparently Trump has got the cooperation of the top dog down there. So I don't think these cartels want to get stupid enough to go and try and retaliate and take their anger out on some American citizens because that'll give them folks the excuse to go and just mop that shit up down there. They might put little shout ass in the show, go, you know what I mean? Just take the whole shit over. You know how America work, and Donald Trump still into the midterm, so I'm thinking they're gonna calm down in a minute, man, and at least like I said, not do anything to them people that's down there on vacation and all that. But that got to be a crazy situation. You dig what I ain't saying, man? Well, since we're talking about certain people and predisposition to the violence and just crazy shit, I guess we gotta talk about this, man. So did y'all see the? Of course, I'm sure we all saw it. Robert Dorgan, is that his name? Cat up there in Rhode Island, and bro, this is intriguing. This is this spent my head. I look at the pictures. I'm just not even understand when I read the stories. Like it, I just can't even. What, bro? That's a weird bunch. But yeah, Robert Dorgan, man, stands up. I don't know if it was immediately when he walked into the game or he stood up at some point in the game, but at a junior ice hockey game, high school, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, high school hockey game in the Rhode Island. Dorgan, Robert Roberta stands up, shoots his ex-wife, which I also read was also his cousin. I hope that's not true. I don't even want to AI, but I read it somewhere like it was also. I'm like, I think it was in the New York Post. Now I don't know that New York Post got a good reputation, but This man stands up, shoots his ex-wife. One of his sons goes to protect his mom. Dorg and Roberta shoots him. Lets off some other rounds, hit some other family members. Bystander in the crowd wrestled his gun away from him, but Dorg and Roberta had other, and people had cleared out. He put into the other people, but he eventually put the lash into his own head, and ending that situation. But you start doing the research on Cub. Cub was a staunch Trump supporter, member of the transsexual community. Had gender reassignment surgery in the year 2020. Worked as a cable puller at the shipyard, a job designated for people of big muscle, good strength. Roberta Dorgan was one of those people. Roberta Dorgan reported to show up at work to pull cables with big muscles, with a mini skirt on and high heels, and would be ready to tear your whole spine out your back if you even inquire. Man, the pictures they show up, it is. I mean, and again, I've said before, do not, you know, and going in this line of work, making videos, man, and trying to, get into the nitty gritties and have a proper assessment of these things. You tend to read deeper than the surface article, and watch more than just the video that's got 700,000 views. You go a little deeper and watch some other things, and it's like, bro, you start to learn. You start to learn too much. You know what I mean? And I've said before, do not some character profiles. You dig what I'm saying? Are not to be understood out here. So as you delve into these things, trying to research, you know, some parts of it, you should be cool with saying, I just don't understand. I don't know. I don't need to know. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I look at pictures of bro, and it's like I don't even understand how that, again, let me stop. But it's like you wake up in the morning and you go into the mirror with these big guns, but then you go put a miniskirt on and some heels to go down here to pull cables around all of these people, and you got a Nazi tattoo on your arm, but then I was like, what the hell, bro? Oh my god! But to the family that lost people, bro, you happen to run across this, and like he's laughing about the death virus, I'm not. I'm just opining on just the mind bending exploration it is to trying to figure out the motivation and disposition of a one Robert Roberta Dorgan. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm saying, wow, situation, son. Wow, son. What else we got? We talking politics still. I learned today that Laura Loomer is about to pay some Muslims some money. Apparently, she was sued by some folks, and she tried to get the payment stopped, and the court said no. Fuck you, pay them, and the organization says they're going to use her money to support the Muslim cause in and around the United States, man. I thought that was interesting. Laura is going to hate that. That's about it for the political hour, man. You dig what I'm saying? Our last little couple of cleanup topics. Well, I guess this one is a transition into like the little sports thing. Stephen A. I got Stephen A. President on my paper. Stephen A. Smith deems himself worthy, a legitimate, illegitimate consideration to be the president of these here United States, man. And I made a video, and I am like, God damn, is this thing got to be like on block, like on the flag list? I've put out that video twice. It's got 10 views total. Huh? 6 on the first one and 4 on the one I uploaded yesterday. I'm just like, bro, it is such a crazy journey on this YouTube thing, man. The people that started doing COVID, don't let them fool you. They'll be like, man, you can get on there and grow. Yeah, everybody gonna boost everybody at home. But now, man, it is like, dog, it is just it's crazy trying to figure out how to keep that shit consistent, other than But Stephen A. I heard someone ask him the question a couple months ago or what have you, and he said he wouldn't touch it, which I thought that was kind of like a little milk toast answer. But it was irritating because I'm like, bro, the person that is sly about that answer is the person that actually thinks like, I'm the one everybody want me to run, so I'm gonna say I ain't gonna run. So I'm like, nigga, that ain't you. So I caught a piece of this interview he did on was it CBS, whatever. Um, cringeworthy at best, man. There's a clip where he talks about how you wouldn't have an open border. I mean, basically everything Trump said. He won't have an open border, and not on my watch, and you know, don't even make it. You go into one. It's one segment. The one that was particularly inflaming to me. The guy asked him, "Does he worry about racism?" Stephen A. said, "No. I mean, quick, emphatic, no." He said, I know it exists. I know you can't escape it," which is a crazy thing to say after saying you can't escape it. What the fuck else is to say after that? But he went on to I don't think it is as much a big of a deal as the people on the Democrat side of the aisle make it out to be. And I'm like, bro, you cannot be the nigga that get a big check, a big salary, and swear that it's not as bad as people make it out to be. And especially a nigga like Stephen A. that would come out and say that he wakes up every morning thinking of a way to make his bosses more money so that it can just a piece of it can trickle down to him. He said this. So, I guess I can't be too mad at him out there, basically sounding like a starter kit Republican. You know what I'm saying? And after somebody like Donald Trump, like I know we had Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was an actor out in Hollywood before he started, before he ran for president and all that. We've had, the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of the world out there, governor of California. We've had the Jesse Venturas of the world, and a handful of others, I guess, have held office. But as far as presidency, like I said, Ronald Reagan, and oddly enough, or if the slogan "Make America Great Again." That's Ronald Reagan's thing. And Donald Trump just basically took the playbook of another Hollywood. I think Richard Nixon come from Hollywood too, if I'm mistaken. But yeah, Trump made this thing like if you just got enough celebrity, man, enough popularity, you can learn the job. You can learn on the fly. You know what I'm saying? And so somebody like the Stephen, they come out repeating the same tired shit that bro ran on and hadn't stayed true to form at any turn. For him to come out with that, it's just cringy word is best, bro. But I would love for him to run and take some votes from that Republican side, if anything. And also just to get embarrassed so he can be shown how unpopular he is amongst pretty much everybody. I don't know many people that still watch mainstream television, ESPN in the morning and all that. You dig what I'm saying? But I don't go into the ratings. They say it's got high top ratings and been like that the last couple of years, but those probably boomers, bro. You know what I'm saying? That don't translate into 75, 80 million votes for the president of the United States. You know what I'm saying? And he come out his mouth stupid all the time. But when you get a big check out here in the world, man, you cannot be the nigga thinking that he's important. And now he knows the way to solve the problems of the world. You dig what I'm saying? So whenever you see something about Stephen A. and the presidency, vote it down immediately. You dig? Um, how many minutes we? 51 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a wrap it on up. Tenderism. That's about the last little thing I'll touch on, man. Apparently Unc done left and quit and started his own thing. You dig? as he should, man. Owner. Man, sounded to me like he had a problem with the celebrity that Unc Walt was gaining. Tried to take a shot at Keith Lee as if Keith Lee did him a bad by coming down there and not want to talk with him, but only want to talk to Walt. Nigga, fuck you. You ain't no cook. You ain't attending this, man. Well, I want to talk to you. Or you already own the restaurant. You got 4 bands. Let me give Walt 4 bands. That's how it all started. Keith Lee going down there, wanted to give a donation to bro and meet him all up. He ain't let Cuz come out the bag, and the drama, fell out from there. And from what I understand, the lines that were forming at the location are no longer there. If you watch Cartel Bo, rap cat out of Texas down there, man, apparently he has secured a location and also a food truck for Unc Walt to get out there and do his thing in Texas, man. Get all money in. You know what I'm talking about? Taking care of the old folk, the elder man. That ain't a bad move. You know what I'm saying? And so if it does go down, then I would imagine one of these times at some point in life, I get a chance to go out there and try some of that. Some of that tendernism, man. They done changed the name because I think white dude trademarked the first iteration of tendernism. From what I'm understanding, it's no longer spelled with the SM. It's a ZM now. You dig? I think Unc got him a logo. And so he going forward, man, as he should, bro. But now, I guess if I'm going to just be a real nigga about this and just opine on that now. If Cuz started the restaurant before Walt, and then he ran up on Walt and was like, well, Walt could be a good mascot. Us as black folks, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like we really be we really be maxing out for real. We really be maxing out on this. God damn it, do black folk. You feel me? Like we be kind of maxing out on shit, bro, because if he already had these things established before Walt, then you just knowing business in the way of the world, bro. I got a real life situation from, I got a clothing line, you dig? And I had been going for years at this thing, man. Dolo, all that. And I had a homie, nigga would always want a piece of material every time I came around. Um, and so one day I was like, I tell you what, bro, I'm about to make another little sample purchase and print some shit up. You dig what I'm saying? So, instead of you having to ask me for you see a shirt and you like, but that bitch fire, I need one of them before you had to go through that. Like shit, just I'll allow you to throw a little couple dollars in on the sample purchase order, and then that'll entitle you to like 5, 6 different assorted pieces. You know what I'm saying? This nigga thought he deserved 40% of the company. You dig what I'm saying? I bullshit you not. Real life and was mad when I'm like, nigga, what? Yeah, cuz thought like, well, if I come in with you right now, I should be, I ain't gonna come in 50-50 because I ain't started with you, but I should be 40%. So basically, like going forward from him, investing in a sample purchase to get him some garments, he felt like from that point forward, every dollar that came into the company, he was entitled to 40 cents of it. So, if Bro had the restaurant and shit popping before Walt came along, even after Walt's personality on camera got you 1 million subscribers and 300 customers a day, you still can't make him partner of the company. You dig? Because you got to think about it. You get to expand and all that. Uncle's only at one location. Is the location in Oklahoma gonna get the business as the one in Cali? You know what I'm saying? Unc ain't there. You know what I mean? But so it's like, had he been able to show us some receipts where he hit Unc with a big check for his efforts, different. Or cut him in on some stock, or cut him in at a certain percentage or something. Yeah, but it's like us as black folk, I think we was kind of like, what? Unc ain't 100% on of this shit that we flocking to because we see Unc with the meat falling out the bone. By the way, they just cut a slit down the meat. And so then when they shake the bone, the meat fall off. I ain't saying they ain't good tender meat, but bruh, they cut it and then they come on, man. But it's like the fact that he wasn't 100% on is like black folk. We was just like, oh hell no. And they might have still lived from that, but the way Cuz came out with his little interviews and videos after that in defense of not letting Unc come out and talking about the restaurant, they were like, man, fuck what you got going on, bro. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we'd rather eat barbecue from somebody like Unc any goddamn way, you know what I'm saying? So them folk went on and put the kibosh on that, man. So that's about the last of what I wanted to talk about, man. We pulling up on it's 10 o'clock. You did what I'm saying. We get ready to prepare for the Monday coming up, man, and another crazy week in America that we live in. So everybody out, take care of yourself. It's been a normal Sunday night live with your boy Jack Travis, straight like that. I'm out.